The haunted doll. When I was 16, my aunt gave me an old porcelain doll she found at an estate sale. I hated how its glassy eyes seemed to follow me, but I didn't want to be rude. I placed it on a shelf in my room, hoping to forget about it. The first few nights were quiet, but then I woke up to a soft thud. The doll, which had been on the shelf, was now sitting perfectly upright on my desk, staring at my bed. I tried to convince myself it had fallen, but every day I'd find it in different places. On the dining table, in the bathroom, even on the couch. My family swore they hadn't touched it. One night I set up a camera to record my room while I slept. At 3 a.m., the footage showed the doll's head turning toward the camera and then sliding off the shelf like it was being pulled. Terrified, I threw the doll in the trash. The next morning it was back on my bed. Desperate, I gave it to a neighbor who collected antiques. A week later, she called me in a panic, saying she heard whispers at night and was getting rid of it. After the doll was gone, the strange events stopped. But sometimes, in my dreams, I still see those glassy eyes watching me. The shadow in the corner. When I moved into my first apartment, it seemed perfect. Cheap, quiet, and just big enough for me. But there was one thing I couldn't ignore. A dark corner in the living room that no light could reach. Even with the lights on, that corner seemed cloaked in shadows. I shrugged it off as a quirk of the apartment. One night while watching TV, I noticed a figure in the corner. A tall, human-like shadow stood motionless, darker than the surrounding darkness. I turned the TV off, but the shadow didn't fade. Over the next few weeks, I started seeing it more often. Sometimes it seemed closer, leaning out of the corner. Once, I woke up to find it standing at the foot of my bed, its void-like face staring at me. I couldn't breathe until it disappeared. I started sleeping with the lights on, but that only made it worse. The figure was clearer now, a person-shaped void with no features. It whispered my name in the middle of the night. One night, I felt something icy brush against my shoulder. I screamed and ran out of the apartment, refusing to go back alone. When I finally moved out, the landlord casually mentioned the previous tenant had left suddenly, saying, "The shadows wouldn't let her stay." The disappearing roommate. When I was in college, I shared an off-campus apartment with a girl named Lisa. She was quiet and rarely home, which suited me fine. One weekend, she told me she'd be gone visiting family. That night, I was studying late when I heard footsteps in the hallway. Thinking Lisa had returned early, I called out, but no one answered. I shrugged it off until I heard her bedroom door open and close. I knocked softly, calling her name, but the room was dark and empty. The strange noises continued for the next 2 days. Soft footsteps, the sound of drawers opening, even faint humming. I texted Lisa, jokingly asking if she was playing a prank, but she didn't respond. When she finally returned on Sunday, I asked if she'd come back early or left someone with a spare key. Her face went pale. "I wasn't here," she said, "and no one else has a key." We searched her room together and found something chilling. Her bed was unmade, and the closet door was ajar with a strange smell lingering inside. After that weekend, Lisa moved out, leaving me alone in the apartment. Even now, I sometimes hear those footsteps and wonder if I was ever truly alone. If you enjoyed these chilling tales and want to hear more horrifying true stories, don't forget to like this post and subscribe to stay updated. Your support helps keep the scares coming. And remember, some stories are so unsettling that they'll linger in your mind long after the lights go out. Stay curious, but stay safe.